You're listening to Common Land, a podcast series that explores the creation stories behind protected areas, and you just heard some sounds from the Appalachian Trail in northern Georgia. Yes, you heard that right. That audio was recorded the evening of my third night camping along the Appalachian Trail, in an area where the military conducts Army Ranger training exercises. Our second season of Common Land will be focused on the Appalachian Trail, and you're listening to the second in a series of mini-episodes documenting my attempt to thru-hike this nearly 2,200-mile-long footpath that stretches from Georgia to Maine.
It's a little weird for me being on the AT right now, just because, especially in the area we were just in, so like Hawk Mountain to Gooch, there are a couple areas where I'm like, I think I've been here before.
That's Andy, a fellow thru-hiker and a former Army Ranger who went through the Ranger training that I witnessed along the Appalachian Trail. In addition to the sounds of gunfire and planes flying overhead at camp, myself, along with a number of other Appalachian Trail hikers, had a close encounter with a group of Army Rangers in training. On day 2 of the hike, I saw about 25 men in full Army camo set up right alongside the trail with weapons aimed towards the path of the AT. Walking past this military training exercise was nerve-wracking, and everyone was talking about the experience when we got into camp for the night. One of those folks standing around the campfire that night was Andy.
I'm glad that we had that experience like as a group, like everybody, or a fair number of us saw these people. Because one of the things I'm trying to work on is being more empathetic, and really trying to better understand things from other people's viewpoints. So it was really interesting just to hear other people's unfiltered thoughts and concerns to what I took to be especially because I had been on the opposite side of that, to be a fairly, quotidian, I guess is a big word to use there, event.
I interviewed Andy the next day while we hiked together along the trail.
My background and my experiences have shaped the way that I view the world. And so that when I ran into that platoon, I wasn't like, oh, holy shit, the government's trying to take over the Appalachian Trail or some, you know what I mean? Like some nonsense, or like, are those live rounds? Like all those concerns, like I didn't have any of those. Also because I'd been in a similar position. And I can totally understand how somebody who wasn't aware of that would be really concerned, because you're looking at all these dead-eyed, exhausted dudes with M4s and 249s and 240s pointed out and face painted up, looking a little feral, probably because they're really hungry. When we do force-on-force stuff, we have blanks usually. You're running into mock houses, and you're shooting at people with these blanks. And I guess for me, you just get so used to that. It's like, okay, as long as I'm not within like a foot, 3 feet or whatever of this thing, then I'm okay. Like it might be a little loud, especially the 240. Like they're not in an ambushed position, like they're not looking to actually engage something. They're just, in some respects, honestly play acting, because you treat it like it's real. You set up your perimeter, you do your sketches, you make sure everybody has interlocking fields of fire, but you're also looking around like, oh, that's the AT, that's a bunch of civilians. Okay, well, you're not even thinking about, oh, maybe they're spooked by this. And I think when I was going through it, I just assumed everybody knew about it,
That's it for today's mini episode, but there's a lot more to come. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to Common Land wherever you listen to podcasts.